I'm Frank from bikablo, and today we're going to have a look at the IPEVO P2V camera. What P2V means is point to vision, and I'll explain it throughout the video. So the camera comes with the gooseneck tripod, which is very flexible. It comes with a mount where you can fixate the camera and then put it onto the monitor, for example, onto the screen. And it comes with a very flexible mount. And as you've noticed on the gooseneck and also on this flexible mount, there is this magnetic fix. So the camera has got a magnetic base, and I can very easily attach the camera to this mount and also to the gooseneck. The camera comes with a 13 megapixel sensor. It has a 4K Ultra HD resolution with 3840 times 2160 pixels. The camera is shaped like, I would say, like a marker that you can hold in your hand easily, which makes it easy to point at things, hence the point to vision. It comes with a microphone, and you can set it here to mute, or you can activate also the AI microphone, which reduces background noise. On the top, we have these two buttons here. One is for focusing, and the other one is for taking snapshots with using the IPEVO Visualizer software. I also quite like that you can actually close the lid here so that you know, even if you're not using it, no one can activate the camera or take pictures of you. Now let's see the camera in action. Now, one of the things that I like most about the camera is that it is very versatile. So for example, while being at a Teams meeting and using presentations or just voiceover, I can very quickly switch the setup from being just a normal document camera or webcam to being a document camera. And now I can, for example, use or present the agenda using post-it notes. So first we have an intro, then we talk about the financial concepts, pension planning, afterwards about future outlook, and then we have a checkout. Sometimes I really like using the camera in this setup as a webcam, because as you know, if you use the camera on top of your screen, sometimes it doesn't match where you're looking, and I really like the perspective that the camera is now standing in front of the laptop and I'm looking at the screen, but the camera is directed at me. So let's imagine we're planning a team event with the team and we're bouncing off ideas. And as you know, many times ideas are just on top of your head, but nowhere are they written down. So what I often do in the meetings that we're attending together, I say, come on, let me just quickly write down what we're talking about. Switch the setup here, and luckily I have some markers that I can use, and let's just say our team event. Okay, here's the team. Now, what's important for the team event? The location. Okay, location is important. And others say music. What type of music do we want to listen to? Somebody else says activities. Okay, what are the activities? Maybe we want to go for a run, or we go walking, or whatever. And now we can start gathering all of the information. So location, what type of location do we want? Do we want to have, we would like to have it in the city. Now maybe, what type of city do we want? And then we can write that down. Do we want indoors or do we want outdoors? Okay. So we can collect all of these things, and then we can have a proper discussion based on facts, and I can again quickly switch the camera back to this view, or I can take a picture and then I can share it in the Teams chat. And I really like that all of a sudden all of the information is gathered in one place rather than just in the top of our heads. Now we are still in a team setting, and now I would like to zoom in from the bigger picture into the detail. And that's where I love the camera, because it has got such a great design. So I can just unplug it here, and then I can hold it like a pencil and zoom into the details. And I can push the button, and by the push of the button, it will focus immediately. So here we can talk about open space, for example, about good biopression, let women's voices move something, right? So, and that's how I can guide the eye of the person who is attending the meeting towards the details that are really important. And as you can see here, I can really get into the details. What you're hearing now is the quality of the built-in microphone into the IPEVO P2V camera. And as you may have observed, there's flickering in the video, which is due to the light source in this room. So the light source in this room doesn't match the refresh rate of the camera. Now, this is actually really uncomfortable when you are in a meeting, and that happens when I use the camera of my laptop. So I'm in an online meeting and I always have to switch off the light. So that is my quick fix for getting rid of this problem. But luckily, with the IPEVO camera, there's another fix. So we can just launch the Cam Control app. So we can access all of the settings of the camera, and we can just change the refresh rate from 60 Hertz to 50 Hertz, and the flickering is gone, which is awesome. At the same time, I can access all of the other settings and, for example, change the continuous focus. So the camera focuses continuously. You know, if you raise your hand, sometimes it can be really unsteady. You can have a really unsteady picture because the camera is always trying to focus. So I can just set it to single here, and there's no constant adjustment, and you can have a very comfortable meeting. So now you've seen a couple of use cases, and what do you think? In my opinion, this camera offers super flexibility. Yeah, I really love working in a virtual environment, in these virtual meetings, and being so flexible by just changing the perspective with the magnetic mounts. So that's what I love about the camera. I've sometimes heard, yes, the camera has no built-in light, and in my experience, either the screens share enough lighting, or you can use a light that's at your desk while working in a virtual environment. That's what I have been using it for, and I wouldn't want to miss it, because again, the flexibility in the virtual meetings is something that I really appreciate about the camera. I really like the sturdy build of the camera. So the quality is really good. So everything is very stable, sturdy. I like the design of the camera in terms of point to vision. I haven't seen any other that I can just unplug and just point to things, just like this one. And it really increases the value of my online meetings, because I can be so flexible to decide what type of media I would like to use. Well, that is basically it. Thank you very much for watching, and let us know what you think about the camera.